ladies and gentlemen, Ange Postecoglou and Mile Jedinak. First questions.
This game is probably a little different in that the opposition is probably closer in ranking to you. Do you approach it in any different way?
I don't think so. I think with what we've been doing in the last 6 to 8 months, every game, every opponent has been treated in the same manner. We work on a daily basis, trying to implement a philosophy in a way, a style of play, and that is against any opponent. And I don't think tomorrow night's game is going to be any different.
Is there a bit more pressure there to get back to winning ways tomorrow night?
I think there's pressure all the time, to be honest with you. Every time we step out on the pitch, there's pressure to do well and to perform at a level where you're able to get results. That said, we've tested ourselves against, I think the stat Benny gave me today was our last 11 games, 9 of those people were in the top 20, 9 of those countries in the top 20. So they're the sort of challenges you want to test yourself in, and it's going to be no different tomorrow. We're going to test ourselves. It's going to be a test for us, and it's how we respond. Of course, we want to go out there and get a result. There's no two ways about it. It's what you want to do when you play at this level, when you represent your country. So, is there any more pressure than any other times? Not particularly, but we want to. Of course, you want to get a positive outcome tomorrow.
We've seen that you guys try to play the same way every time and impose yourself on the opposition, whoever they are. But is it a challenge to alter the mindset as players going into this one, considering it is a team that is, as much as you respect them, a level below the others you've faced recently?
I think if you start to worry about that, I think if you start to maybe, it's almost underestimating. I don't think we do that. I don't think we've done that for a very long time now, and you need to respect everybody that you come up against. And I don't think we're analysing Saudi Arabia like we have done in previous games, and we're doing our utmost to be prepared in every which way, both on the pitch and away from the pitch.
Given that analysis, how are you expecting them to play it? What are their strengths and dangers?
Well, we've had a look at them briefly, today, and even from memory, playing against. I haven't played against them in quite a number of years, but I think they have that element of unpredictability about them, which makes them quite a tricky opposition, a tricky proposition. Sorry, and we're going to have to be fully focused. That goes without saying. And we need to try and impose ourselves on that game as soon as we can.
And how's Chris Hurd looking? Is he going to be fit for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, it looks like it. He'll train today, so provided he gets through training, and he did a bit of work on his own with the physio yesterday, and he felt good. So if he gets through training, he'll be available.
Does that mean you having obviously did quite well? Does that mean you've been inclined to start a manager, you think, at this stage?
We'll certainly make a decision on the team. There's everyone's who's left training today, so as per usual, we'll try a few things at training and make a decision. But first things first, he's got to get through training. If he gets through training, he's available.
You said, Ange, the other day that you wanted to get more players, maybe in the final third, a bit more. Is that your thinking on this game, to sort of maybe try and make things happen a little bit more, perhaps? If I understood you right.
It's not about making things happen. It's about we may get more opportunities if we impose ourselves on the game tomorrow. But again, that's dependent on us controlling the game a little bit more than we did against Belgium. So if we do that, then we obviously expect to create more opportunities, and if we do, then we kind of went through the World Cup with our analysis, and we said there were key moments there, particularly in the front third, where we needed to show a little bit more composure and make better decisions. So hopefully we'll get some better outcomes.
For you tomorrow night, is it about a little bit more about the result than the performance, or both? As it usually is.
I mean, look, from our perspective, it's about progress. We need to keep pushing on in terms of the development of this team and development of the players within the team. And if we win tomorrow night, but we don't win playing the game we want, it's not going to make me any happier. So from my perspective, it's still about progress. So obviously there's a lot of focus on the results at the moment because we've lost a few in a row, and from my perspective it'd be great for the players to get a reward for the work, the progress they've made, which I know they've made, but for me ultimately it's still about improvement in performance, and that's what we'll be looking at tomorrow night. Like I said, there'll be a different challenge tomorrow night. It's going to be a difficult challenge for us, but we want to see progress in the implementation of our style of game and our philosophy, and just exposing more, of our players to international minutes. We're slowly getting to the stage where we're getting, a few of the boys at the double figures in terms of caps, and getting a little bit more experience into them, and that's the process we're on.
Ange, what do you expect from the opposition? Do you think they'll be quite content to sit back, or?
It's not the evidence we've seen. We've analysed them pretty closely, and I think they're trying to change the way they play as well. And they're fairly aggressive in their pressing and the way they want to close down the opposition. So, we've watched the last few games, and we expect it, particularly early on, to be fairly high tempo, fairly intense. So no, we don't. I think I said I think they're trying to change the way they play. So it'll be a good challenge for us because obviously from our perspective we have certain core values within our game that will get challenged tomorrow night, and that's good.
What's the point of danger and any players that you're looking out for from the side?
Look, as Mile said before, they have the individual ability to hurt you, so there are individuals within their group, but also I think at the moment, as I said, it seems to me like they're trying to change the way they play a little bit, and they seem to be fairly committed to a different style of game, and as I said, they're very aggressive in their approach, which is a little bit of a change. So I guess from our perspective, we've got to be ready for that tomorrow. We can't afford to start slowly. I think from what it looks like the last few games, the Saudi team has started off really quickly in games and put the opposition under pressure. So that's what we expect tomorrow, and we've got to be ready to handle it.
Did anyone pull up sore after?
They all pulled up sore, mate. I know people sort of wrote it off as an easy win for Belgium, but there was a contest there, and our boys worked their socks off, and all the data we got, physical data, showed us that they gave it absolutely everything. So they were very sore, but that's international football, and I think that's the other thing that they're learning now. That whether it's tournaments or whether it's friendly games, you've got to be able to back up 1 or 2 games. I mean, I said in January we were in a tournament where the game will be 3 or 4 days, and every game will be important. So you're kind of mentally and physically, you've got to get over the last game as quickly as possible. We've got a great support system in place to help them do that, but it's also the mental battle of just getting yourself up. And pleasing for us was yesterday, which was just 2 days after the game, everyone apart from Bertie and Matt Leckie trained and trained well for what little we did, and everyone's available today. So from that perspective, that's the key. But that mental battle of getting up again in a short space of time again in an international game, that's part of the experience we've given to some of these players.
Mile, in terms of preparation for the Asian Cup, how important is this considering the different style that Asian teams can have, and you haven't faced one in a while, I think, now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously a team being from the Gulf as well, we've got a few of them in our group, so it's going to provide a strong test and maybe some challenges that we'll face definitely come January. So I think from a group's perspective, some of the boys will get their first taste playing against the Asian opposition. So it's going to come at a time where it's going to benefit everybody involved.
Ange, you mentioned Bailey Wright the other day. You want to have a look at him?
Yeah. I mean, obviously Bailey's been in the squad for a little while now, and he hasn't been able to get a run. But this is a good opportunity for us to give him an opportunity at So, we want to give Bailey equal opportunity, and he's done everything right in training last during the World Cup and this camp. So, we'll look to start him tomorrow night.
Massimo Longo was part of the World Cup squad. How do you rate his progress?
Yeah, look, I think he's another one that's learned a great deal over this journey. It was a big step up for him to be part of the international setup and then go to a World Cup. And whilst he didn't get on the pitch, he was part of that environment. And like I said, sensing this camp, he feels a little more comfortable being in the group, no doubt about it, in terms of his training. And he came on the other night, and he got a fantastic amount of touches in a short space of time, at a time where we were getting a bit ragged and struggling a bit. So he's another one we want to give more experience to. So we'll look to start him tomorrow night as well, and hopefully he can start feeling comfortable. But again, we're throwing some very young and experienced players, even in terms of just football experience, into the sort of the most difficult environments. But as I keep saying, so far I know the results. People say don't show it, but from my perspective, none of those players we've put in have let us down. If anything, I get encouraged by every time we throw one in, and hopefully Massimo and Bailey fit that as well.
I think Mass has what it takes to pick up one of the sort of leading lights in Australian football in the next few years.
Well, he's got the opportunity to. I mean, that's all we can provide. We can provide the platform and the opportunity. Like I said, he's done everything right in training, and as I said, this camp I felt, he's looked more assured and more himself. And I think even the way he started his season with Swindon, I think he's come back a more mature player. Sometimes by giving him the taste of it, it drives their game a little bit further and gives them a little bit more motivation. So, but that's going to be up to him, like every other footballer. All we can do is provide the opportunity and the platform, and then it's up to the individuals, what they make of that.
You mentioned already that Brad Smith made his Australian debut against Belgium. What did you make of his performance?
Look, he was, I think his head was spinning a bit, which is understandable. Again, I think he's only played 3 or 4 games of senior football, so we're throwing one against, one of the top 5 nations in the world. So, but that's the phase we're in as a nation at the moment, and again, he's someone we see that if we invested the time and give him opportunity, that he could become a very good footballer for us. But the expectations aren't great on him at the moment. It's more about, as I said, just giving them all a little bit of a taste, a little bit of an incentive, and some motivation to work harder and hopefully grab these opportunities and become, good international footballers.